So writing equations. How would we write an equation in standard form given the following solutions, or x-intercepts, or zeros, or roots? Because remember those four words mean the same thing. Zeros, roots, x-intercept, solutions. So we give you that the solutions are x is 4, 2. But now I want you to write an equation based off that. So in essence, we're kind of working backwards, right? Like if I gave you x squared plus 3x plus 2, what would you do to solve that? Solve for x. You could use quadratic formula, or you could do something else. How would you solve this equation right here? No one knows? What? Not function, is an F word. Factor. Very good. We get like x plus 2 and x plus 1 equals 0. Then we take x plus 2, set equal to 0, and x plus 1 equal to 0. Then we'd subtract 1, and we'd subtract 2, and we get our solutions, right? Well, we want to end up here, and we're starting here. So let's work backwards. Let's go the other way. So like x equals 4 and x equals 2. I want to get those to say equals 0. So yeah, subtract 4. X minus 4 equals 0. Subtract 2. X minus 2 equals 0. Okay, so now I'm here. Now I want it to look like this, so I'm going to multiply them together. X minus 4 times x minus 2 equals 0. Well then, I'm one step away from getting to here. How do I go from this to standard form? Reverse factoring. What do we call that?
Foil.
Foil, my favorite four-letter F word. Foil. So, first, outside, inside, last. X squared minus 2x minus 4x. Excuse me?
Camera.
X squared minus 6x plus 8 equals 0. We can't act like adults. I guess we won't have jokes in here anymore. So now I'm in standard form. Why does foil and I combine my like terms?
So that's our answer?
That's your answer. That's standard form right there. That's it.
I wish it was.
That was pretty easy, right?
There's
This is not the test. What? We did create an equation.
I thought you meant like you're writing a story. Like writing
Oh no, you don't get to write out a story problem. Hey guys, do you think there's a way I can make like more than just one equation have the same solutions?
What? I don't know.
It's like, so can I get a different equation where it equals 4
You make
2?
it the opposite of what they are. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's opposite
Make
that.
the 4 the opposite and make the 2 the opposite, right?
No.
You plus negative.
No. All we do, if you want a different equation, or if it says like, hey, like the next one where it might say, we want 3 equations, all you gotta do,
Make 2.
take your equation, x squared minus 6x plus 8,
Oh, you plus 3.
multiply by some number.
Never mind.
Multiply by 2. Right? So if I multiply both sides by 2, I'm not changing my equation at all, I'm just changing its appearance. We saw that with our bell ringer today, right? You took a 2 out, and you used x squared plus 2x plus 3. Well, I used 2x squared plus 4x plus 6. We got the same answers, but there are 2 different equations that we used. So you'd get 2x squared minus 12x plus 16 equals 0. Different looking equations, but they'll give us the same answers. We'll have the same solutions. Yes, Cam?
Wait, so what would it say on the test that would make you want to
So like it would say, find 3 equations in standard form that have the solutions of x equals 3 and x equals negative 6.
So then you just put the 3 in off?
So then you put like, here's 1, here's 2, you gotta multiply this by some other number and get a third one.
Okay.
So you can use 3, you
Oh,
can
so you
use
can use any number.
any number.
Oh, okay.
72
And then you just
72 and a half if you want.
and then you just get 3 of them.
And you just gotta get 3.
Okay.
Okay? So, why don't you guys try the next one? It says you try.
Oh.
So, first of all, find your first equation. Right? Get your first equation in standard form, then you just gotta multiply it by
Oh, really?
whatever numbers you want. Right? So I'll do it on yours, you do it on your paper, we can compare answers.
Good job.
What?
There's gonna be one, two,
What's 18 times 3? Oh, that's what you did?
Okay.
Oh,
I got 4 equations up there. I did the normal one, I multiplied by 2, I multiplied by 3, and I multiplied by 10. Doesn't matter what numbers you use as long as you multiply correctly. The important thing, guys, is that everyone got this one in red here. That's the important one. Make sure you get the first one. Did we all get the one in red?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that is the important part, that we know how to get to there. Okay?
You probably
Yes, Andrew?
So like,
Oh.
if, so like after you
I
get the
understand
first
this wasn't
equation,
Yep.
and you can like on the test, if we just pick the number, how would you know if it was right?
I would take the equation and multiply by probably whatever number's in front of x squared, because that's what number you multiply by.
Do we need to show where?
I got my ways, Andrew. Don't you worry. What's up?
Do we need to show our words for like?
If you just wrote them like I did, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions on that? Pretty easy?
It's not a sport.
Okay. Then we gotta talk about writing equations in vertex form. So you just hit standard. So vertex form, it's giving us a little different way. They're not giving us the solutions. They're giving us the vertex, and they're giving us a point we need to write an equation with. So vertex form, now, I'm just jogging my own memory, is y equals a times x minus h squared plus k, right? Correct? That's vertex form?
Oh, yeah, I still don't know.
Okay. Well, when we write something in vertex form, normally we need to put in an h value, a k value, and an a value, right?
Yeah.
If you're doing it for recreation, bowling is going to be.
I need those 3 things to write my equation. I have 2 of them currently. Which 2 do I have? What am I given?
1 and -4.
H and K.
H and K. Right? I'm given a vertex HK.
Shoot,
Am I given an a value?
No.
No. So let's just start with putting in h and k for now. Y equals a times x minus 2 minus 1. X minus 2 squared. Apologies. X minus 2 squared minus 1. All I did is I plugged in h and k. So, I need to find a. I don't know how to do that.
You could do the answer.
I just give up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry, I was imitating you guys. Hey, they give us one other thing in this equation. You think maybe we should use it?
Yes.
Yeah, what do they give us a point, right?
Yeah.
Well, a point is what?
You get
Blank,
X.
comma, blank.
Yeah.
X.
That's also what a vertex.
X, comma, Y.
You get A.
Do you think maybe we should plug our point in for X and Y? And then we could solve for A? Yeah, maybe. Who would have thought?
I say you make.
So,
I never thought.
plug in 1, -4. So -4 equals A times 1 minus 2 squared minus 1. So I plugged in H and K, I plugged in X and Y. Now I'm going to solve for A, because I said I need A, H, and K to write my equation. So I'm just going to solve. -4 equals A times, well 1 minus 2 is -1 squared minus 1. Hey, what's -1 squared? 1 times A is just A, right? So A minus 1 on that side. Well, how do I solve for A then?
Add 1.
Add 1. I get A equals -3. Sweet, I found what A is. Now I can go back to my original equation, this blue equation, and plug in my A value. So I get y equals -3 times x minus 2 squared minus 1. And now it's in vertex form. I need to have those three things, A, H, and K, to write an equation in vertex form. Okay? And that's it. It's done. Let's do one more together. Hold on. Am I going too quick?
Yeah.
That's fine. I can take a breather here. Sorry, I just get really excited sometimes when I do math.
No, you don't.
Math is pretty exciting.
There's no such thing as sports.
Sports.
You know,
Hey,
that
but soccer.
No, I'm just trying to get these guys to quit arguing while I'm trying to teach, so that's why I said that.
Okay.
They said I never argue.
Okay, so vertex, -4, 6, and point -3, 2. Once again, I'm going to start by plugging in my vertex, H and K. Y equals A times X, hey, minus a -4. Plus 4, right? Minus -4 is the same as plus 4, plus K, or plus 6. Alright, well then I said I need to find A. To do that, I'm going to plug in X and Y. Okay, so 2 equals A times -3 plus 4 squared plus 6.
Stop.
Will we ever be missing a different value than A, or will we
You'll
always?
always be looking for A. We'll always give you a vertex and a point. Okay? So, 2 equals A times 1 squared plus 6. Well, 1 squared is 1 times A is just A. So 2 equals A plus 6, and then subtract 6. -4 equals A. Okay, well, is that my final answer?
No.
No, so I shouldn't put a box around it. So, I'm taking A, now that I found it, plugging it back into the black equation up there. Y equals -4 times x plus 4 squared plus 6. And that's my final answer.
Are we giving these like forms on the test? We need to know all of them.
You need to know standard and vertex forms.
So we don't need to do that one.
No, I just.
You what?
We don't need to do that.
I didn't know this.
What's that one then?
Before.
You need this one. This is vertex form.
So we need to memorize
You
that?
need to know standard and vertex form. You do not need to know quadratic formula. That will be given to you.
I'd stay there with it.
It'll be on your test.
Is there gonna be
Okay.
an extra credit?
Any questions? Alright, I want you to try the next one. All I want you to do is write the equation. We don't need to worry about changing standard form. We should know how to do that already. Do I have to initial this?
Yes.
You know what?
So
I
we
want
do
to
that pen.
vertex form.
No. I don't look at it.
I have a pen.
My pen.
So, do the next one, please.
Mr.
Write your equation given a vertex and a point. Thank you.
Wait, I have a question. When we start the equation, can we automatically just plug it?
You can plug all 4 of them in at once if you want. Yep.
Dude, that's.
I just did it step by step because I knew I needed to find those 3.
Pen.
Hey, John, what is? This is how I do
I mean, let's.
I know what I have.
It's a page.
I don't even know.
Shoot.
Can I start this?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, I
that's
know.
why.
That's fine.
Plus K, right? Plus 5.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then plug your Y in, yeah.
And you just always put that down.
You were, what?
What?
not including. It's not including.
Question count?
No, yeah. No, it's.
What's this?
Okay, fair enough.
You don't watch
I don't
Alex.
like that. You don't. That's just.
They're not a real hockey team.
You subtract 5 and.
2 minus 1 is negative 2.
They can more professional. Exactly.
You guys double check your answer with mine, right? Follow along. All I did is I plugged in H and K, I plugged in X and Y, then I solved for A.
Just saying.
Yeah, I was doing it on purpose, so.
Did you get it right? Thanks. Did you get it right?
Yes.
Nice. Did you guys get it right?
Yeah.
Hey, do we have any questions on this problem? I don't want to feel like I'm rushing you, but I want to give the homework out as well, okay?
September 31st.
Cam?
Whole test, let's do that.
The whole test?
Yeah.
I mean, I would probably guess there's probably one of each of those problems on there, but. I mean, you already know what 8 of the questions are then.
Yeah.
6 from the check-in, 1 of each of these.
How many questions are there?
Usually probably like 13 to 15.
Oh,
So you know like 3/4 of the test already.
Alright.
You know what it's gonna look like at least. Alright, any questions?
none.
Swipe up, subscribe.
Swipe up.
Follow me,
It's today.
I don't know how